Joining us now is House Ways and Means Committee member and Army veteran, Congressman Greg Steube. Congressman, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. President Biden's sanctions don't seem to be making an impact when it comes to this conflict, and Katie McFarland is right. At some point, it's going to, that tinderbox is kind of going to blow. We've gotten ourselves into a bad situation here as a result of a president who didn't try any kind of deterrence.
Yeah, and you don't have strong leadership from the White House. You never have, and all you have to do is look back to Afghanistan to have that case in point. When we're giving money to our enemies, and then we wonder why they're attacking our service members, attacking the Israelis, it's because we are funding them. This administration unlocked $6 billion to the Iranians. They've given hundreds of millions of dollars to Hamas, and humanitarian aid that we all know through your reporting there is going to Hamas leaders. It's not going to the humanitarian aid like it's supposed to. Hundreds of millions of dollars to fund terrorism. After that $6 billion got released to the Iranians, they're now funding Hezbollah, Hamas, and all sorts of terrorism in the Middle East and across the globe.
Congressman, I want to bring it back here to the U.S. We do know that Governor Ron DeSantis, of course, did drop out. Curious, in your home state of Florida, what you would like to see him to do to go back, show his strengths there, if you do eventually think that he'll re-enter 4 or 8 years from now?
Well, I think he needs to focus on Florida. That's what I've been asking him to do, and other members of Congress have been asking him to do. We've been in legislative session here in the state of Florida. We're only in session for 60 days. That session's been going since January, and he's been in Iowa, then New Hampshire, then South Carolina, and not focused on the issues that we have here in the state of Florida during a very finite period of time that the legislature is in session. So I'm glad he's coming back to Florida. Hopefully he will involve himself in the legislative process that's going on. As for his future, I think it's going to be very difficult for him to his donor base and otherwise. I mean, you just look at my district in the state of Florida, Trump's beating him by 35 points. I think there's a lot of people in the base that are very upset that he would challenge Trump after Trump had a lot to do with him being elected as governor. So time will obviously tell. He's got 2 more years before he's termed out a governor in 26.
Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you.
Well,